Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB. Don't mind the green shirt. I'm recording on actual St. Patrick's Day. I don't want to get pinched. But this video will come out much later after we've all had our St. Patrick's Day fun. This is Omniscience Awakening. This reanimator deck is probably one of the best decks you can use in Standard to climb to Mythic right now. If you're playing Arena, you have to know at least how the deck works and things that you can do to disrupt it. And if you want to play the deck, I'm going to show you some next level things that I've done to the best of one version to make it so that you can beat any situation, even opponents who are prepared for you. This is a very interesting combo deck, but you have to know how to handle the mid game and the end game, even through adversity. I've played against a lot of opponents. Some of them do play cards that hate your graveyard, and the graveyard's important, but you can beat them with the right technology. So let's get into this deck and the core of how it works. At the core, this is a reanimator deck. It's just in blue and white and doesn't use black. The idea is to use Abuelo's Awakening to reanimate a copy of Omniscience onto the battlefield as early as turn 4. When you do that, spells from your hand will not cost you any mana, which allows you to get into card draw loops that let you go through your whole deck, get exactly what you need, and perform a combo that wins the game. Invasion of Arcavios is a key piece of this because the invasion lets you search your library, your graveyard, or your sideboard for an instant or a sorcery card. Now, usually in Best of 1, we don't get to use the sideboard, but in Best of 1 specifically, you get a 7-card sideboard to use as a quote wish board, named after the old cards like Cunning Wish and Living Wish, that you can use with Invasion of Arcavios. These are cards you can pull in from your sideboard even in a Best of 1 game, which gives you access to a resource that your opponents probably don't have. So how does it finish the game? We're going to demonstrate it a few times in the gameplay, so if this sounds very convoluted, please don't worry. There will be a demonstration later in the video. But the central idea is to cast Invasion of Arcavios. Remember, your spells are free because you reanimated Omniscience. Cast Invasion of Arcavios to go get in your graveyard or library some kind of spell that digs deeper into your deck. A great one from Aetherdrift is Stock Up. This, along with several other cards, let you look through your deck and get exactly what you need to perform your combo. What you're digging for are more cards that dig, because much of your deck does. Confounding Riddle digs. Phalage Archaeologist digs. Ifaro's Dispersal can bounce Phalage Archaeologist to dig further. Chart of Course digs. Moment of Truth. Oracle of Tragedy. If you have Abuelo's Awakening, you can reanimate a Phalage Archaeologist that has died or been dumped into the graveyard to continue to dig. So it's very unlikely that you whiff entirely. Eventually, you find another Invasion of Arcavios and cast the second Invasion of Arcavios, again for free, onto the board, letting you go into your sideboard and get This Town Ain't Big Enough. This Town Ain't Big Enough can bounce both of the invasions that are still on the board because they're battles back to your hand, and then you cast one invasion and you get This Town Ain't Big Enough out of your graveyard and put it in your hand. You cast the second invasion, you go into your sideboard and you get Haunt the Network. Haunt the Network is a sorcery out of Aetherdrift that allows us to win the game without passing the turn or having to use a combat phase. It creates 2 1/1 colorless artifacts, and then it makes the opponent lose 2 life and you gain 2 life. It goes up considering how many artifacts you have. So now you've cast Haunt the Network. You have Haunt the Network in the graveyard. You have This Town Ain't Big Enough in the graveyard. You have 2 invasions. Well, you have 1 invasion on the field. You cast the other invasion, you get This Town Ain't Big Enough back from the graveyard, so now it's in your hand. Now you cast This Town Ain't Big Enough, return 2 invasions. Now you cast those invasions, you get This Town Ain't Big Enough back into your hand, and you get Haunt the Network out of your graveyard in your hand. You cast Haunt the Network, you make 2 Thopters, the opponent loses 4. You cast This Town Ain't Big Enough, you get back 2 invasions. You repeat this until the opponent is dead. And again, if that sounded like a lot and you had any trouble following and your brain possibly started to melt, don't worry. I will show you in the games. It is very important to execute your combo lines cleanly, both for you and your opponent's mental health. And I think that that is one of the best reasons that a video like this is important. The rest of the deck is devoted to digging through the deck and staying alive. Temporary Lockdown helps against some of the common hate pieces and aggro decks out there at buying you time, so it makes the cut in the deck. It is also an enchantment, so you can get it back with Abuelo's Awakening if they blow up Temporary Lockdown. Just something to consider. Ifara's Dispersal is an excellent piece to keep you alive early from big attacking Boros mice. They're terrifying, so they must be bounced. And Stock Up, of course, is that key addition to help you get your combo together. But how do you beat an opponent who has set up so well that they have your graveyard completely covered in lockdown, or a counter spell at the ready, or interaction at the ready? How do you answer the people who say dies to removal? Because remember, your Omniscience is a 1/1 spirit. That's not very good. So what we have built into our main deck is the other side of the combo. It becomes a double combo deck. If your opponent tries to play control and just tries to like wait for you to make a move and then is going to disrupt your big move, you can dig through your deck using the spells that we've talked about and try to get your copy of Cavern of Souls and Grand Abolisher. Grand Abolisher will completely take away your opponent's ability to do anything to respond to it, meaning they can no longer interact with the Abuelo's Awakened Spirit Omniscience. And if you cast it with a Cavern of Souls that named Human, well, now they can't even counter the Grand Abolisher. So this takes a little longer and requires much more mana, but as you'll see in the games we play, the opponents who are trying to time their interaction for you perfectly, you are given that time, and this deck digs through the deck so well that setting up this combo, even with 2 1-ofs, isn't an impossible feat. I'm going to really enjoy diving into this and going over all the lines. So if this is your kind of deck, trust me, you're going to want to hit like and hit subscribe now, and let's dive in and let this nonsense begin. First opening hand has the Grand Abolisher and Moments of Truth. I think we can keep it. On the draw is a little slow, but our opponent opens on Ghost Vacuum, so they already came to shut down our plan. That's okay, we got a Temporary Lockdown. I think we'll keep it to fight the Ghost Vacuum. We don't need a critical mass of things in the graveyard, like something like an Oculus deck does. What we can do instead of that, we can just wait until the right moment to discard 1 card and reanimate it. And if we use the Abolisher, we can shut down their ability to do things on our turn. The question is going to be how much time does the opponent give themselves, and how much time do they give us? So Overlord, we're already ramping up. Whoa, that's all the cards we need. But if we put the Omniscience in the graveyard right now, the Ghost Vacuum will eat it. So we only get 1 of these in our hand. What should it be? And 1 of them is going to get eaten by the vacuum, which is absolutely painful. Not what we wanted to see at all. Oof. Oof, what do we do? 1 of these goes away forever. I guess it should be the Omniscience. Yeah, you should probably use that vacuum. Maybe they don't. They don't use the vacuum. If we play the lockdown, they'll definitely use the vacuum, right? What's coming next? Cards like Deadly Cover-Up. We can't really use the Abolisher, though, until at least we try the lockdown on the vacuum. Good choice taking the Omniscience. That one's gone forever. We're gonna need a different one. Throw back. Oh my goodness. Dude, they came to beat us, and specifically us. This is one of the most poser-rich decks I've seen in a while. So what do we need? We need to get out the Abolisher and have it live. That might be asking a lot, especially against this deck. We need to play the Abolisher all on a turn when we're also going to like win the game. So that means we need Abolisher, we need Awakening, and we need a way to discard an Omniscience all on that turn. Or we need 2 Omnisciences in the graveyard somehow to play around the vacuum. Clock definitely begins here. There's another impending I think we'll go for the moment and hold the riddle. Another moment that can go hand, graveyard, deck. Again. Ooh, Blast Zone. That can solve a problem. Hand, graveyard, deck. Can't underestimate our ability to see our whole library. So what our opponent's going to do next is make this Overlord. I wonder why they held all this mana open when they could have attacked with Cottage. Maybe they're really afraid of us. We could go get a Day of Judgment to plan to deal with this. I don't think that's a bad idea at all. Not sure what they're finding so nice. I mean, this is also an interesting way to go after them, but letting them reset that frill back is probably a bad idea. It is strange. They didn't use their mana at all. Probably should have punched me with Cottage. Cottage is a good clock. There you go. The good thing about this turn, fetching Day of Judgment, is that we know we get the Overlord as it comes off impending. All right, watch out for your Blast Zone. It loves to ruin you with Auto Tapper. And we did top deck a Dispersal, which is definitely what we want. Do we need another land? Yeah, we do. We need a lot of land to make this whole combo happen. Dispersal can hit the Cottage if it tries to keep the pressure on us. If Cottage doesn't keep the pressure on us, we can play another Invasion. Not sure why they don't take Day of Judgment when they know I'm an Invasion deck, but who knows. Okay, they slammed Virtue, so they can get cards back. We draw land, so we go Invasion. And we go get Disenchant. Could also bounce. Ooh, is that good to make them play Invasion again? It's not bad, but then they might exile this with Ghost Vacuum. So that's bad. We don't want that. All right, well, we sort of traded a turn for a turn, but it helped us add mana to them. So we are in a good position. Get rid of this Ghost Vacuum. Grand Abolisher. They play another Overlord. That's kind of gross. Stock up. Not bad. Let's do that. We're digging. We're trying to put it together. There's another Awakening. Chart of Course is a card that we need. We have a land drop for this turn. Let's think. Do I need it? 1 blue, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I need it. Yeah, Chart of Course can dump an Omniscience into the graveyard. We can go Abolisher, Chart of Course, Awakening, and we have the mana to do it. We just need to get an Omniscience into our hand and not die, and we can play around a Ghost Vacuum. The Dispersal will help, the Riddle will help. We don't even need to blow up the vacuum to do it. But we do have to not die. And our opponent is going to power up a Cottage and attack us with an Overlord. We need, let's see, we use Dispersal, we use Riddle. We need Omniscience in the top 7, maybe 8, 9 cards of our deck. And there should still be 3 of them. And we know they're not on these 6 on the bottom. I think our chances are good. Okay, they're not even powering up Cottage. That's good for us too. No Omniscience. So they go bin. The opponent thinks they've got me covered with the vacuum. They're not ready for this. They don't know. But please, dear Lord, do not duress me. Don't you do that. I can handle almost anything, but not that. Wait, what are they trying to do? They collected evidence. What will they take? They might take the riddle. It has to be something in the graveyard, right? It has to be in the graveyard. So right now it's stock up, riddle, or dispersal. So I have to cast the riddle. Omniscience, are you there? Omniscience is there. That has to go to my hand. And I think we've got them unless they've got a sick follow-up. I guess we still, so once we get out the Omniscience, we still need to draw something to do. We need like a way to bounce our own invasion. We need a Wayfinder. We need something to get another invasion cast so we can go make this town ain't big enough. So yeah, I guess we're not done. It's not over. We still have to draw the right card off the chart, of course. Stock up can definitely make that happen. Okay, here we go. Grand Abolisher. During my turn, they can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. Absolutely wild. First game I play with the deck, I've got to fight my way through like a very, very hateful build. It's got a lot of nasty cards in it, designed just to mess me up. And it had a turn 1 Ghost Vacuum. All right, once this enters, you're done. You're done casting stuff. All right, now we go like this and this, and we cast Chart a Course. It's going to hold priority because they can still activate Cottage. They have the mana for that. Discard Omniscience. Play Awaken. Stuff is free. Stuff is free. Okay. Now, if I bounce this Abolisher, it's a bit of a danger zone play. I would love to Surveil, though. Turn target creature to hand, then Surveil 1. Nope. I just got to go for the stock up. Opponent says nice because they know I drew it. Okay, these are the cards. All right, this is a creature, so we have to find the other invasion. So here's the Archaeologist. Dig. Another Dispersal. And we do this as much as we have to. If the opponent doesn't want to rope, they have some options here. I think I'll keep the Awakening just because I want to make sure I hit. Awakening can get another Archaeologist. It's not that bad. But if I were the opponent, I didn't want to rope. I'd just activate the Cottage. Okay, Oracle is in the graveyard. Let's get stock up. But Awakening can get back Oracle if I decide I need that. And there's another Awakening. There's another stock up. We'll grab these. Awakening to be sure I don't deck myself to get the Oracle. Cast stock up. There's another one of these. I mean, I could just put down another Omniscience in case I fizzle here. That's not terrible. Omniscience protection. Should be able to get there, right? Yeah, there's the invasion. Okay, so play this. Now we cast this invasion. This invasion gets this town ain't big enough. This town ain't big enough gets 2 invasions. This invasion gets this town ain't big enough. The other invasion gets Haunt the Network. Cast Haunt the Network, the opponent loses life equal to the number of the artifacts I control, which is 2. Then cast This Town Ain't Big Enough, return 2 invasions. One invasion gets This Town Ain't Big Enough back out of the graveyard, and the other gets Haunt the Network out of the graveyard. Cast Haunt the Network, make 2 Thopters, now they lose 4. Cast This Town Ain't Big Enough, get back 2 invasions. Repeat until opponent is dead. On the play, we've got an interesting hand. We've got 2 Omniscience. We can name Human with Cavern, but it doesn't cast Moment of Truth until we find another land with Pylon. This is a weirdo hand, but I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna make it count. 2 Omniscience is interesting. We want a way to discard 1, and we have it with the Oracle. So here, let's just dig for a blue source. That will do. Never didn't have it. Demonic Ruckus. Okay, it's auras. Against auras, we just want go fast. That's all we gotta do. We still need a white source. And we still need Abuelo's Awakening. Let's get a body on the field. Let's draw a card, then discard. The discard is definitely an Omniscience. And we gotta find a white source and an Awakening. The Pylons is a white source, but not till turn 5. You have no guarantee of a turn 5 against Boros. It's a tough deck to beat. Yeah, Challenger into Ruckus here. We can't even block. Blocking is dead in Magic the Gathering. Don't know if you guys are aware, but that's just the truth. The brutal truth. There's a Dispersal. We can use that right now. If we save it until their turn when they attack, there is a chance they have Shard Mage's Rescue, and it's a bit of a blowout. But man, I think we can't play around it. I really don't think we can play around it. I think we've got to try here. Let's go Human. We're still looking for Awakening here. We hit Invasion. There is a Plains in the graveyard. We pass. Yep, Scavenger. They might just go all in on Crushing My Face, and Dispersal could be a blowout. You've got to hope. It's all you can do. It's just straight up Monstrous Rage, yep. Ooh, and they hit armor. Can they resist armor here? I don't think they can. I bet they're gonna cast that armor. I bet they're gonna cast that armor. They don't know about Dispersal. If they're not thinking of Dispersal, they might cast the armor. Yes! Oh, they put it on the other creature. Smart, but dang. I thought they'd go all in for sure. Big play. Okay, we got the white source on top. So we'll take that, but obviously we can't Awakening next turn. We're gonna have to find it with 2 Moments of Truth. But we should get the time. I don't think they kill us next turn. Cast one of these now just in case. Okay. That sucks. And graveyard deck. That was really bad. Pass. But it can all be forgiven if we find Awakening. Swifty. Armor. Ugh. Hopefully they don't have a second Monstrous Rage for the trample, right? That thing is huge. Yep. And another creature. This is where your attack all button is very helpful. Let's see what we see. Huh. I mean, yes. And graveyard library. So when this enters or dies, I think I need the dies trigger. Draw a card, discard. Temporary lockdown. Woo! I don't think I'll need second Omniscience, but maybe I will. Jeez, I don't know. I know I need Invasion. It's got to be the Omniscience. That lockdown might be huge. Oh, but we draw Awakening. Oh, baby. Just like that. All right. Got there. So, Invasion. Go search sideboard, grab this town. This town, you and you. This will let us dig through our whole deck right there. Take a moment of truth. Invasion, graveyard, this town. Okay, we can cast Moment. We're looking for more invasions. Hand, graveyard, deck. Dig with stock up. Grab stock up and riddle. Dig with stock up. Oh, it feels so good, man. It's very fun. It is very, very fun. What a rewarding, delightful deck to play. There's Invasion. Okay. So second Invasion. Search your sideboard. We got Haunt the Network. Cast Haunt the Network. Target them. I'll drain them. Cast this town. Get back this. Get back this. Cast Art Invasion. Graveyard this town. Cast Invasion. Graveyard Network. These are the little details. Some of you are like, that's what the heck? That's not a win con. Why do you gotta play all this stuff? Because you guys need to know how to do it. How to do it clean. You gotta have clean combo lines if you're gonna play this game a lot. Nothing more frustrating to players, both players, than when you get to the end of your game and you don't know how to close. So we gotta show you how to close. On the network, one more cycle should be enough. This is way better than the early version of the deck that used the Unnerving Grasp to manifest your whole deck. All right, don't blow it at the end, please. Opponent with the oops. Oh, see? They try to get you with the emote at the right time so you target yourself. It wouldn't be me. On the draw, we don't have turn 1 dispersal. In theory, we have turn 2 dispersal. We do have most of the combo, Omniscience, Invasion. We just have to use a stock up to find an Awakening. And with 2 dispersals, we should get the time to do that if the opponent plays creatures. Now, if they don't play creatures, that's going to be a different story. Draw Cavern. Man, discard spells would be very frustrating, but no, it's bounce. Well, that has discard spells, but discard spells can set up our combo with the right hand. And we just drew the Awakening, so it's all here. We just have to make it happen. Here comes the Nightmare. Let's show them why they're in trouble. You did that for me. How do you feel? The pause. The long pause of sadness. They don't usually have graveyard hate in the main lists. They probably should, the way that this meta is going. One of the best ways to fight these hopeless nightmare loop decks is by having cards you want to be in your graveyard. And you see they're now like torn. They have Fear of Isolation, but should they bounce their Nightmare? They're not sure. Because they already helped me. All right, Grand Abolisher on top. That's pretty good. Man, I wish I could keep both. But I think next turn I'm casting stock up. Grand Abolisher is just something they'll kill though, but it is a nice play. It gets them to tap out and do something. The thing is, this land is only untapped next turn. That's the problem. I can only draw one of these. I think I'll set it up like this. I don't know if they're a more interactive blue deck than the normal blue-black. But let's go ahead and grab... We already have Invasion. A stock up plus an Invasion is pretty darn good. I'm trying to decide if I want some redundancy here. Maybe I just want the Archaeologist to pair with Dispersal. So something like this. And if they hold up mana, I can set up for Abolisher. Because that's their next big idea, right? Is you hold up mana and then you know where to run the Omniscience. So they definitely have to be careful of tapping out this turn. No blue means no chance of this town ain't big enough. That doesn't mean there isn't nowhere to run. Okay. So this does feel like I need to take more time. Nowhere to run or have a backup Omniscience in hand. That's what I'm thinking. And we want to slow roll the Abolisher until turn 6. So, Archaeologist. We got lots of time. We're still at 16. Combo is often about going off as late as you can afford to, so you accrue all the resources to make it impossible for the opponent to stop you with just one spell. And you can see they're like really thinking, do I play Nowhere to Run and kill this? Like, is that what I do? And they're gonna do it. I'll take a moment of truth. So, are we going to Dispersal this turn, or are we going to Moment of Truth? I think we'll Dispersal. We want to get to 6 untapped mana for Abolisher plus Awakening, even protected by Cavern if they happen to run a counterspell. Target the Otter, because if you target the Fear, they get more value, and it's something they don't mind. Let's keep one land. So we have land. Next turn we can play an Invasion if we want to and get this town into our hand. Could also we could also get a stock up. That's probably better than this town when we only have the Invasion on the field. Give me that stock up. You want to bounce that for me, opponent? As they look down at their this town ain't big enough and decide what to bounce. Okay, they slap out a Drowner. And they're gonna make me discard. That's fine. I'll discard this Moment of Truth. Hopefully they don't have any more. One more discard spell could put us under a lot of pressure. They drop me a 10, and you know what they're doing. They're leaving mana up to either bounce or remove the Omniscience. This is where the combo gets them. Naming Human. They can't even counter this Grand Abolisher. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. They know. They know it's Uva. You're at my mercy. All they can do now is hope I don't have it. And see? They had the interaction. But it doesn't beat this combo. Alright, get Dispersal. Get Awakening, right? There's a Wayfinder in the graveyard? Yes, there is. Okay. We got Another one of these. Let's get a backup Omniscience. Just get it on the field. We shouldn't need it. We shouldn't need it. So does that mean I don't take it? Yeah, I'll take the Oracle instead. No, I'm doing it. You can't stop me. I'm always afraid I'm going to rope out Fizzles to do something wrong. It comes with the territory. Got a Riddle. Looking for second invasion. That's what we're looking for. Second invasion. There it is. And now the combo. Stop me if you've seen this before. And the opponent scoops it up. That'll be the game. We beat Pixie. We beat Boros aggro. We beat a green-black deck with the tools to destroy us. I think the deck might be the most resilient thing in Standard.